Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Let me first play a tune for you. This was a little excerpt from Prelude and Allegro by Kreisler. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for your continued support. I really appreciate. So this is an answer to many violins, which gets asked over and over just about particular passage among many other difficult passage. This is a little hard for all of us, including myself, because it involves several different techniques: double stops, fast string crossings, and fast tempo playing. And string crossings over multiple strings without giving us time to relax or take a little rest. It's all this difficult at once. How do we practice? How do we conquer such passages? Of course, one could work on many things, but I'd like to give you three tips that you can apply, and hopefully, it will relieve of your little pain or accelerate mastering these passages. My tip number one: stop fighting. What I mean by that, so when we see a lot of music, fast music, whether it's a fast runs, double stops, we have this, we sometimes get scared. So what we do is we work harder by playing more, louder, heavier. I'm exaggerating to make a point. I did actually so well in doing that too. Um, Even though at some point you choose to later spiccato, which is fine, but when you are new to this piece, when you're practicing, you have to understand, um, not every spiccato is practiced with spiccato when you're practicing at slower tempo or at an earlier stage. Um, the reason is because when the bow bounces, when the right hand bounces, the left hand wants to copy whatever the right hand does, and vice versa, because both arms are attached in one spine. So by bouncing it, we're actually, the left hand wants to bounce too, which is actually not very helpful. For to help the left hand also to calm down our mental state, it's a very good idea to practice legato. You can even slur two double stops. And so on. My tip number two. Um, there are a lot of shifting happening throughout this passage, not only string crossings. Whether it's double stop shifting or single note, single stopping, it's very important to find which note, which fingers are connecting from previous position to the next position. A lot of us do better when it's single note. So if we're shifting from third position, second finger, we know how to connect it very well. But if we play double stop such as this one, we're playing E and G in the third position, and then we're coming down to the first position. But a lot of violinists are so focused this double stopping. So what we do is a double lifting before coming down. Something like this. It's not impossible to find a perfect spot for the fingers to land it, but you are going hard way. So you're lifting up, you have no connection from previous one, and you have to precisely stop it, and you have no chance to correct it. Whereas when you slide it, we have a chance to go a little lower and higher depending how we're doing. That's first rate. And second, you cannot connect both fingers because they will create certain tension at left hand. But often the melody carrying notes in this case would be upper one. You can connect those. You can lift a one, but connect the three. And even here, when you change strings, connect to upper one, third finger. That way, your hand always has a little helping guidance from the previous group. Tip number 3. It goes a little from similar idea of tip number 1. When it comes fast passages, especially with the separate bows here, whether it's legato or spiccato, one has to know when to release the pressure of the bow. When we play 4 notes, let's say if we're playing, we rarely play 4 notes equally loud or equally heavy. There are always exceptions, but if you do, it's gonna slow us down. The way we get fast is we use one impulse, creating multiple notes. So try to push one impulse and same old impulse, create rest of the group. Meaning 1, 2, 3, 4. See if you can create that one. There. If you found that one, see if you can apply that one with a spiccato. Here, try not to bounce it for each note because that again breaks the fast string crossings. Keep the bow in the bouncing spot. It will bounce it for you. The next one. Okay. Once you're done, then see if you can connect this time. First group of 4 and the next 2 notes from the next one so that you can work on the releasing the bow pressure while being fast and also connecting the left hand. So you're doing both hands, a little coordination practicing. So you like to. Again. The next one. Then. And so on like that. That would be very last step of this kind of practicing. I am accelerating many steps to show you what you can do, but make sure you take enough time in each step. Remember, our body needs time to adapt. Understand, adapt, and apply by repetitive practicing while watching carefully, then go to next step and feel free to revisit the previous step. It's always worth to go back. I wish you happy practicing. Thank you for watching and see you again. Bye-bye.